Welcome to the deep dive. You see them all the time online, right? These incredible deals promising like 70% off electronics, huge appliance discounts. Today, we're cutting through all that noise. We've looked at a whole stack of sources reviewing one particular site, Fliptwirls.com. And our mission today is pretty simple. How can you quickly spot the internal warning signs, the operational red flags that consumers really need to see?
And just before we jump in, we have to say this. This deep dive is for educational commentary. It's an analysis of public consumer claims, of transparency reports. We're not offering financial or purchasing advice here. We're really just focusing on objective data, on the indicators of e-commerce viability.
Okay, let's get into it, because there's this paradox right at the center of this.
Yeah.
The site was apparently processing thousands of orders, pulling people in with those crazy discounts. But the operational paperwork we looked at, it tells a really strange story.
It really does. So the site launched in December 2021, and the reports, they trace its operations to a company called Green Web Software Development. They're based in Madhya Pradesh, in India, and have a parent company that's been registered since 2010. So on paper, you get the immediate impression of, an established, decade-old legal structure.
But that's the thing, isn't it? The real insight isn't the founding date. It's the huge disconnect you see with third-party trust scores. I mean, how can a company that claims it's been around for 11 years score so poorly?
It's a stark contrast, yeah. Scam Detector, for instance, it analyzed 53 different factors and gave Fliptwirls a score of just a 45.8 out of 100. That puts it right in the doubtful medium risk alert category.
Oof, and the actual consumer side of it.
Even worse. Customer data we pulled showed only a 26% satisfaction rating from over 570 votes. That comes out to a 2.35 out of 5.
Wow. Okay, so the paperwork looks fine, but what actually happens when a consumer tries to buy something? The sources, they detail this incredibly predictable pattern. A customer places an order, their payment goes through, they get a confirmation email, and that's kind of the end of the legitimate part.
Right. Then it's often fake shipping notifications, and then just radio silence.
Total silence.
And what's really fascinating here is the complexity of the fulfillment problems, because some customers, they just got nothing at all, but others received packages with a very deliberate product substitution.
You're talking about a classic bait and switch.
Exactly. We saw reports of customers ordering major branded electronics, let's say, trusted names like Bode earbuds, and what actually shows up is just a cheap local knockoff. Or they'd order a prestige induction cooktop and get some generic no-name product instead. It shows a really clear systemic pattern.
So what happens when people try to complain? I mean, what about customer service?
The reports there are pretty clear. Disconnected phone numbers, bounced emails. The entire infrastructure for post-sale support was basically gone. It just vanished. And that lack of support is made so much worse by the financial losses. One customer reported losing 20,000 rupees on a phone that never showed up. And for context, that's a significant amount of money in this market.
It's a huge hit.
Yeah. And another person waited 3 months for a 6,000 rupee mixer grinder that just never shipped. When they tried to take legal action, they found the company's registered addresses were just fake.
And if we pull back, look at the bigger picture, the technical side also had issues, right?
Technical analysis flagged the site for phishing and spam markers. Also, and this is a big one, the site reportedly only accepted online payments. They refused cash on delivery.
Which is a massive red flag.
A huge one, especially in a market like India. Cash on delivery, or CO, is a key local trust mechanism. A legitimate vendor almost always offers it. By only taking online payments, they get the money immediately, and it doesn't matter if they fulfill the order or not.
And then there's this final piece, this element of brand confusion. Reports suggest that people mistook the name Fliptwirls for a much bigger, well-known competitor. That might have been enough to get people in the door, despite all the low trust scores. So let's pull all this together. What does it all mean? You've got this clear contrast, right? On one hand, a registered business that looks established, and on the other, an operational reality of low trust scores, restricted payments, zero customer support, and fulfillment that was either non-existent or deceptive.
It's a key lesson in consumer transparency, really. Analyzing these simple operational flags, not being able to contact support or the company relying only on online payments, that gives you critical context for evaluating any e-commerce claim, no matter how good that 70% off discount looks.
So consider this. The next time you're looking at an unfamiliar online store with these huge discounts, maybe just skip the technical tools for a second. Just ask yourself, what are the simple, low-cost things you can check before you even think about placing an order? Can you find a working support number? Do they accept the standard trust-building payment methods for your region? If the answers are no, well, you already have your conclusion.